scary Saturday night sleepover on Discovery Kids.
Locals say they've seen them. Visitors swear they've heard them. Some even claim they felt them. They're ghosts. The mysterious spirits that supposedly haunt some of our most luxuriously spooky hotels. Every story is stranger than the next. But could they actually be true? It's time to find out. We're checking into haunted hotels on Truth or Scare. We've got reservations at some of the most fabulous old hotels in the U.S. There's just one thing you should know. These places have a certain reputation for terror. Some guests claim that when night falls, you might hear a few windows rattling and doors slamming, or see strange apparitions and ghostly visions. Are these specters just the creation of overactive imaginations? Or are these historic hotels truly filled with restless spirits? Here on the banks of beautiful Lake Mascoma stands the Shaker Inn, a 24-room mansion built in 1837. The inn gets its name from the secretive religious community that built it. The Shakers came to America from Europe at the end of the 1700s. They were led by a man named Caleb Dyer to Enfield, New Hampshire. This is where the Shakers built this imposing 6-story structure. For most of them, it was their whole world under one roof. They lived there, worked there, ate there, and worshipped there. Today, the Shakers are gone, and the building they lived and prayed in has been turned into a hotel. But some say their spirits live on inside the Shaker Inn. And who would know better than the innkeeper himself?
The Shakers believe very much in spirits, and that feeling still permeates this whole building. When you walk through this building, you can feel the spirits.
And many visitors claim they can also hear them. They say they've heard doors closing and footsteps creaking down the hallway. Of course, that could just be another guest who's having trouble sleeping. But how do you explain this?
My chambermaids tell me that up on the 4th floor, in room 15, there's a rocking chair that often is just rocking by itself.
Even when there's no wind coming through the building and no guests in the house, that one chair in that one room mysteriously keeps rocking. But many locals believe it's the restless spirit of the Shakers' leader, Caleb Dyer. What we do know is this. In 1863, the minister's life was ended by a local man named Thomas Wire. The man was desperate. He had lost his wife and had 2 young daughters to provide for. The American Civil War was raging. So Wire joined the Army of the North for money and left his daughters with Caleb Dyer, knowing that the kindly Shaker community would look after them. And he was right. The girls missed their father, but the Shakers gave them a safe, stable, happy life. But 6 months later, their father came back for them. It was apparent to Caleb Dyer that Thomas Wire was unstable. Fearing for the girls' safety, Caleb refused to give them back. But what he didn't know was that Thomas Wire had a gun. And when Caleb turned to go back into the house, Thomas Wire did the unthinkable. Caleb Dyer's tragic death shattered the whole community. Without him, the secrets of how the village was run were gone forever, and the Shaker village fell apart. Which is why some people say that only Caleb's bones rest here in the cemetery. They claim his spirit, still miserable over the end of the Shakers, is haunting the hotel. A friend of innkeeper Don Levitz was exploring the 5th and 6th floors of the inn, floors that have never been used by the hotel. Don's friend wandered through the dark, long abandoned rooms. Then, on his way back downstairs from the 6th floor, he met a perfectly friendly-looking couple on their way up.
And my friend turned to them and said, "Watch out for the hand railing because it's creaky."
But as he spoke, he says the face of the man on the stairs suddenly transformed into another man's face, a very angry face.
And he said those eyes, those milky eyes, just kept drawing him in. And at that point, he had to leave the building.
Not long after that, a portrait was found at the inn. It matched the face Don's friend saw on the stairs that night. It was a portrait of Caleb Dyer. So if you ever find yourself in Enfield, New Hampshire, you may want to prepare to be scared when you visit the mysterious Shaker Inn. They say scaring the guests at this spooky southern mansion is child's play. Next on Truth or Scare.